Welcome to everyone listening to your first of three micro learnings on your new compliance and HR portal brought to you by Ag Health Benefits. I myself am Jason Gans. I work at Zywave. Zywave is a leading software company in the insurtech space. I've worked with Becky and her team for more than a few years now, and we're all very excited to show you this new portal that Ag Health has invested in to specifically make their members' lives, i.e., all of you listening right now, your lives easier when it comes to navigating all things safety, risk, and insurance. Why is this important? So I think we can all collectively agree that the times they are changing right now. 2021 was a wacky year, and as a result, we're all witnessing the paradigm shift that's occurring in the workforce. New definitions are being created for what it means to go to the office or to even be an employee. So between elections, pandemics, and changing society standards, it's hard to really know what's applicable, what's being enforced, or what adaptations your company needs to make to stay compliant and also make sure all of your employees are on the same page. Essentially, that's what this portal does, a majority of that, all in one spot. It's not here to replace, but supplement the fantastic service you already received from Becky and her team. It's also the client experience, though, that the largest companies in America expect their insurance providers and brokers or risk consultants to provide for them. So I hope this is that, and this portal becomes an extension of your business and really a beacon of light for you to go to for reliable information, driving your company culture, and making sure your employees are safe and trained. So for today, first micro learning, it's going to be very high level overview. We're going to go through some basics of navigating the platform, where you can find newly compliance alerts that you need to be aware of, the forms of content that you could find in this portal, and how to find it. And then once you find it, how do you filter it to find exactly what you're looking for? And if it deems fit, how do you download that content and translate it if we have that available into Spanish? First off, though, you got to be able to get into that portal. So how do you access the member portal? Becky might have already sent this, or her team might have already sent this invite to you, or you might have already logged in. So if that's the case, bear with me. But for any new additional members that are getting access to this powerful portal, this is what that's going to look like. Ag Health Benefits will send you an invite to set up an account. You'll click that blue link and it'll take you into how to log in or create an account. All you got to do is type in the email address that you're using, that the email was sent to you at, put in your first name, last name, add a password, and you're done. You just accessed your client portal. So what does that look like once you have access? Let's take a look. So this is a screen of your client portal. It'll be more tailored to you. Once you get the invite and log in, you'll have control over what type of content you want to see, on what basis, what regularity you'd like to receive it. If you want an email to you, if you just want to continue to come into the portal and review it here, you can do that also. But we really want to make this a space that's tailored to your environment and what's important to you. So this is the login screen where everything begins. So a brief navigation, high level overview, like I said. Search bar, everyone's very familiar with that. If you have something specific, employee benefits, safety, whatever it may be that you want information on at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 3 p.m., whenever it may be, you could jump in here, type in that topic, and you're going to be left with a plethora of information to make sure that you understand the answer to the question that you were seeking. So that's the search bar. The other piece of this portal that I'd like you to pay attention to is this left-hand navigation side right down here. So the home screen is this that we're looking at, right? If you click content library, here's another piece, right? So you're going to get a drop-down box with a few different areas that might interest you. Continuing down, and we'll get more into this on the second micro learning on what the HR apps are, but I do want to show you how to navigate through this side section. You just click on the HR apps, and it's going to bring you to the screen to get to all of those. Compliance apps that we have in here for you, click on that. There it is, right? All of the benefit notices and the health plan compliance calendar, which we'll walk into, is also in this screen. The LMS, we're going to talk about on the third micro learning and the handbook builder, but I'll also show you right now, here's how you get to HR hotline. So if you have had a question that you couldn't get a hold of someone at the Ag Health team, or actually I should stop that right there. I know they always pick up their phone, but if it was a different type of question, you wanted to speak to someone specifically in the HR world, here's where you'll do that. You can call, you can email, or you can start a chat. It could be how to fire someone properly. It could be COBRA. It could be HIPAA. It could be any question that you would like a little bit more support on. Here's where you're going to be able to call. And they'll also send you back the answer, or if you're calling them, tell it to you, but also send you back associated content that will help answer that question and tell that story to alleviate the employee issue or whatever you're looking for to do. So left-hand side, navigation. Let's go back to the home. So this first piece in the content library right up here is more Wikipedia, black and white type of information. So very lawyerish. This is very compliant. So if you click state laws, you'll notice that on the right-hand side, you'll see another drop-down box where you can also navigate this and filter it by what you actually want to see. So if you want to see California-specific state laws, click on that, and here you go. Once again, you'll be navigating this inside screen with the right-hand side right down here. So if you wanted more information on drug testing, employee leave, you would click on those buttons. Anytime you see a little caret down there, it means there's more. So if you click on employee leave, it goes into paid sick leave, voting leave, military leave, and everything under the sun pertaining to employee leave. So that's another way to move around the system. Getting back to this left-hand side, employee benefits, right? Let's say you wanted more compliance related information. Let's actually look at discipline and termination real quick regarding discipline and termination. So you click on that, you have two screens to look at. On the right side, obviously you can dial in more to anything COBRA related or disciplinary action, or you can go back into this main screen. And when it first pops up, all of this information is the newest content that we've released right now. So if you're looking for the latest and greatest, or just want to start your day and say, what's new in the HR world? What should I be aware of? What do I need to let my employees know? Here's a great place to start, right? Any screen that you pop up on this, the first middle section will be all the newest content. Like I said, if you want to get to something more in depth, deeper down the rabbit hole, you go to the right-hand side and you can learn everything under the sun about COBRA, what that is, and go from there. So the content library, I'm going to leave it for right now, but I do want to just leave you with, it is the more of the legal information, right? Everything that you need to know to stay compliant, from forms and policies to discipline and termination, all the way down to specific state laws. If we go push back to that home button, we're going to get back to that home screen that you're going to get very familiar with. There's something else I'd like to take you to on this middle section. It's this inbox right here under your name. When you check the view all button, this is going to be where you're going to be alerted to any new law that was created that you need to implement. So if you click the view all box, you'll notice that some of this doesn't apply to you, and that could change in your settings. You can make it that you only see California or any state that you're at right now, but also you can look at a calendar view of each state and what's going down for them. But for example, July 21st, as of July 21st, California will allow electronic distributions of workplace notices. Okay, well, what does that really mean? You click into it, and on the right-hand side, we're going to give you all those pieces of content to make sure you understand it and could explain it to employees or explain it to any governing party that came into your door to ask you if you're in compliance, whether it be DOL or anyone else. Go back to the home screen. Smart content. This is proactively pushed out to you based off of the settings that you check when you first log into your portal. So based off of where you're located, the number of employees that you have, what type of healthcare plan that you have, we'll proactively start pushing content to you that we think might be beneficial, right? So some of the top content that we have right now is the open enrollment checklist. And I know Becky and her team are diligent on what that means, that whole process, and making sure you guys are in the right plan every once a year. So here's where you would go. But for any of that type of information, well, you can start looking into here, and this will just be proactive content to get the wheels turning in your head. Down at the very bottom of the screen, basically the whole left-hand side, right, of the content library, just in a different widget-based spot. So if you don't like the click down option, you could come down to the bottom of the home screen and click exactly, get you back to that same screen. Okay. So we talked about high-level navigation, left-hand side, compliance alerts. Let's go a little bit more into the content. So I showed you the real black and white compliance type of content that we have. But what's cool about this portal is Becky also enabled all of her members to see all sorts of content, from understanding your benefits to things that you can edit and distribute to your employees. So for example, if you use the search bar right here and wanted to type in something like vaccination, a lot in the news right now. You don't know what you have to do, what you don't. Obviously, the child vaccinations are more standardized, but it's important to let your employees know what's going on with all of that. And when it comes to who they're going to go to answer those questions, it's typically the HR department. And where you're going to answer those questions is typically your broker. So another reason why this self-serve portal for certain types of information is so valuable to you. You can jump in, type in vaccination like a Google search bar, and really find out what's going on with that. It could be child vaccinations coming up. If you want to do a campaign to let your employees know, hey, before they go to school, here's a certain types of vaccinations that they need to get, and here's what to expect. How I got to that, I'll go back to it, is you just click view. You'll see these two buttons right here. I'm going to click view for right now. This is the download button. But we'll do view first to get back there. And I want to show you this spot up here. Not every piece of content is going to have this, but most of the employee-facing pieces of the content that you want to push out to them will. This is going to allow you to change it to either English or Spanish. So for the employers out there that have Spanish-speaking workforce, this is another way that we're trying to up the communication between employer and employee to make sure that there's no language barrier at all there. So to switch this over to Spanish, all you do, click it, and you're done, right? Let's say you like that and you actually want to download it now. All you got to do, click that download button, and we're going to be able to push that in either a Word format or a PDF. If there's anything in here that you want to change the copy on or how it's worded, you could always export it as a Word document. I'll show you what that looks like. Right, so I'll pop it up in a normal application, and you can make edits to this. And then if you wanted to then save it as a PDF, you can do so as such. If you like the way it already is, click it as PDF, make sure no one can alter it, and you can download it to your file, to your computer at office, and send it out to all of your employees. So that is also how to search. But getting back to the screen of the search bar, there's a lot of different types of information that come up when you do a general search. So what are some best practices when it comes to narrowing down what you're looking for? One, being very specific, but two, you can use these filter bars. So if you want something California specific related in the vaccination hunt, you can use that filter to put in California, and it'll pop up what's happening out there right now. It's all laid out by content writers. It's vetted by attorneys. You know, this is a spot that if you're looking at it, it's the law, and there's no misinformation that will be on this website. Let's say you want to look at a different type of format, right? Here's where you're going to be able to filter down into if you want to look at different articles, calendar events, infographics, charts, graphs, corona resources, right? Flyers, guides, plans. So this is where you're going to really narrow down the vaccination search to more specifically what you're looking for. And if there's more of a topic filter, like employee benefits specific or human resources specific, that's where you'll be able to come in here too. So very easy to use, very easy to download, very easy to edit, and then very easy to then push out to your employees. That is all I had for today's micro learning session, but I do want to leave you with one other important piece of information. It's the help and support line. And if you have any questions, logging in, setting up your portal, how to download, whatever it might be, here's where you're going to be able to call 866-499-9283. You'll notice that it says powered by Zywave. I work for Zywave, so I wanted to make sure that that name isn't completely alien to you. Even when you call in for HR hotline, which we'll get into the next micro learning, you'll notice that they say Zywave, right? We're just in partnership with Ag Health Benefits, and we're helping outsource your HR questions. And so when you call in for support too, we're the one who manages the client portal, and we'll be able to help you out on that functionality. So have fun with it, log in, tinker around with it, get comfortable, and I'm looking forward to showing you more in the micro section number 2. Thank you.